Okay, we're talking about dynamic assessment today. I'm going to show you a few quick ways to implement a dynamic assessment during an evaluation session. Let's get started.
Okay, Arturo. Vamos a practicar hablando de...
All right, now I worked with Arturo in Spanish, so I'm going to run through some of the details in English that I shared with him in Spanish. So let's start with our dynamic assessment protocol, which is a form that you can download from our website at Bilinguistics. And you can see here the concerns are related to expressive language, grammar and vocabulary were noted as areas of concerns, as well as sentences. Both his mother and his teacher were concerned about him. And one of the things that stood out in the testing was that he really struggled with using possessive forms in Spanish. So I selected possessives for a quick dynamic assessment, and I'll show you some pieces from that. But let me start with an English translation of some of the things that we went through. This is another part of the dynamic assessment protocol form, and it gives you examples of how to put together a dynamic assessment. So for this particular one, we're working on possessive forms. And so you can see we have our intentionality piece. We're going to work on possessive forms. These help us know whose things are whose. And then we go into the meaning, and we say when a thing belongs to someone, it's important to know that it's theirs. Now for transcendence, we're going to take it to a more personal level for him. We're going to say, what if your teacher gives your lunchbox to somebody else, right? Kids are like, whoa, that's no good. All right, you won't have a lunch, or maybe you will have somebody else's lunchbox and you won't like what's inside of it, right? So we're making it meaningful to them when we're going through the transcendence piece. And then we want to talk about application and give them an opportunity to practice some. Now in English, we use apostrophe S to mark possession, but in Spanish, we use a different form and we say the object, the word of, de, and then the person or the thing. So when I work with Arturo, I have a piece of paper where I'm showing him that structure, and we're practicing that. And then we go to competence, and we say, remember, it's important to know whose things are whose, because you don't want to end up with somebody else's lunchbox. So you need to be able to tell your teacher that that is your lunchbox and that the other lunchbox belongs to Johnny. So that's a quick example of a dynamic assessment. I'm going to show you a little piece from my work with Arturo on this, and it is in Spanish, but I think you'll get the gist of it.
Es el helado de ella. Ajá. Y este es el helado de él. Okay? So siempre tenemos que decir la cosa de persona. El helado, apunta conmigo, el helado de ella. Y este es el helado de él, el helado de él. Practica conmigo. Este es el helado de ella. Dime, este de ella, de ella. Este es el helado de él, de él.
So there you have it. We've gone through a quick dynamic assessment with Arturo. We looked at how he did. He actually still struggled with the possessive forms even after that intervention. He really needed a lot of support to do it. So that's a great indication to us that he really needs more support in that area. It also gives us a sense of what kinds of cues. We were using visual cues with him and auditory cues, and he needed both of those to be successful. So that helps us to know where to start in intervention. All right, thanks for joining me.